and welcome to the Living Lamb's Vegan Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make something I just happened upon accidentally, and I think it's about the favorite thing I have ever made for a really, really long time. And it's super simple. It only has 2 ingredients: butternut squash, and I'm using, and so frozen greens, and I'm using just BJ's brand of organic chopped spinach and kale. But you can use, whatever you like. And what it is basically, it's a blended soup of the butternut squash, and then to that is added the cooked greens. But you cook everything together, and then you blend the squash separately, and it's very easy, and I'll show you how to make it. And you can make it in your Instant Pot and then with a blender or food processor. So the first thing you want to do is just take your Instant Pot, and I'm going to try and get a weight for you here about how many greens I put in. I put in the greens up to about this 8 mark here, so about 3 inches of greens. So let's see how much that weighs. So actually the greens went to about the 6 mark, and that's about a little over a pound of greens, so I've got about 18 ounces. So, right around a pound of greens, a pound of your frozen greens, and then you just put your butternut squashes on it. And this is, I'm going to eat part of one of these butternut squashes and use part of it for the soup. So about what I'm using in the soup is going to be about 2.5 pounds of butternut squash, maybe close to 3. And you could just use one larger butternut squash. These are 2 smaller ones. And then all you do is you just put your butternut squashes, wash them, whatever. And I washed these already, into the Instant Pot. And, I've got 2 of them here, so I'm having to kind of work them in to make them fit. And put them in your Instant Pot, add about a half a cup of water, and the butternut squashes are just going in their whole. I haven't trimmed them. I haven't done anything, which is what makes it really, really easy. I'm putting in about a half a cup of water because the greens are going to already have a lot of their own liquid come off them. Put the lid on, and I'm going to cook them for 25 minutes at high pressure, and then just let it come down to pressure by itself. So this will cook, and I'll see you in a couple of hours when these are done, and we'll carry on. Thank you. Welcome back. So the butternut squashes are done, and I have eaten part of one of them. So now there's only 1.5 butternut squashes left. And what we're going to do is we're going to blend it in the Blend-Tec. And so I'm just going to take them out and scrape the greens off of it back into the thing, at least most of them. Just so the greens don't affect the color of the soup. It's kind of like, it's a soup, it's a sauce. You can put it on potatoes, you can put it on rice. It's delicious over pasta. It's great over bread, kind of like a rarebit type thing, or just bread dipped in it. And sorry, trying to get the seeds out without getting too much of the squash out. Just as a soup, it's just out of this world in so many ways. You can put it on potatoes. You can do anything you want with it. Oh, it's so hot. So I'm putting it in the Blend-Tec. And I'm just putting it in big pieces. They don't have to be small. And I'm just taking the seeds out. And I'm putting the skin right in there and everything. I'm taking off, the little bottom root stem thing. Just that, that little tiny stem on the bottom. And, of course, the stem on the top. I'll take that out. And there's no seeds on the top, so you can just cut the top and put it right in there. If you're going to eat some squash, though, eat the top of one of them, because the top is just so delicious. You're just getting those seeds out. Scrape the greens off of it. Put it right in there. Here's the little bottom stem on that one. And then here's the last piece. Just get the greens off of it. I should have probably let this cool down so it's a little bit easier to handle. So when you make yours, let it cool down, so it's a little easier to handle. It doesn't have to be hot when you blend it by any means. And put the skin right in there and everything. And if you eat it, you can just totally eat the skin too. The skin's nice and soft and it just tastes just like the squash. So the skin's just fine. And that's all I have here is a piece of skin, which I will throw in there. Okay. And so the greens are in the pot still, and they've cooked down. And the squash is in the blender. And I'm going to add some water. I don't know exactly how much water. It's just the consistency you want. So I'm starting with 4 cups. And I'm going to put in, looks like I put in about a cup. And then I'm just going to blend it. And it pretty much stopped right away because it needs more water than that to go. Poke. So now I've used about 2 cups, that's about half gone. And it doesn't matter which button you use, just blend it. And we'll come back. Okay, so that took about 2 minutes. And at the beginning I had to take the lid off and poke it down a couple of times. And added a little bit more water, so I probably used about 2.5 cups of water. And once again, you're looking for the consistency you want, and I like it pretty thick. And you'll see when I pour about how thick it is. But you can see how beautiful it is. It's just really pretty. And this is probably about the thickness of like a creme anglaise or melted ice cream. Maybe a little bit thicker than that. Like, you know, when you stir your ice cream in the bowl, and it's not totally melted, but it's pretty melty. Or like if you ever made like tomato soup but only used, you know, half the water that they called for instead of all of it. You know, thick like that. Thick like, you know, a thick cream soup. Okay, so there it is in the Instant Pot. And I'm just going to stir it up with the greens. And you can see the greens don't make it all turn brown. You just now have this beautiful orange and green. And it's absolutely delicious on everything. And you don't have to season it. You don't need any more vegetables. You certainly can season it. You certainly can use other vegetables. But I would try it just like this the first time. Because if you think, oh, I wish I had put mushrooms in, you can saute mushrooms and throw them in there, or onions, or whatever else you want. But taste it like this because you'd think that the 2 ingredients would come to nothing. But they are just absolutely remarkable, just as the 2 ingredients together. So give that a try. You'll be so glad you did. It keeps well in the refrigerator. It has lots and lots of uses. And I just know you'll enjoy it. It's really wonderful. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hey there, and so welcome back. So this is what I'm having for dinner. I'm having soup, and you can see how beautiful it is. It's, you know, it's like really glossy and pretty and shiny, and the sweet of the butternut squash with the bitterness of the greens is just amazing. It is outstanding. Really, you got to try it. And I made this little bread. I thought I'd have bread with it. And what I did is I just made a flatbread, so I made it in the frying pan. But instead of using water, it's got a little experiment, instead of using water in the bread, I just used the soup. So I've got the butternut squash and soup in the bread also, and I thought that I would just eat them together and dip it in that kind of thing, but I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, and the bread's really wonderful also. So besides having on potatoes mixed with rice, on mixed with pasta, you know, as soup, over bread, dipping bread in it, you can use it in your bread. So anyway, it's fabulous. You give it a try, you'll love it, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.